um today our guest chose to be anonymous. Please, you can just introduce yourself. Just share what you feel comfortable sharing, and understand that we listen, we learn, we don't judge.
Okay, so my name is Oreoluwa and I went to the University of Port Harcourt. I studied agricultural economics and I don't know, I'm just hoping to share anything that could help anyone in school. I don't know if I have a lot that is going to impact somebody. The little I have, I'm willing to share.
Okay. So you said you study agricultural economics.
Yeah,
So while growing up, was this something you always wanted to study?
no, no. I think my earliest memory of what I wanted to study when I was at like 7, 8, 9, 10, or something, I wanted to study electronics, that's electrical engineering. Because I always felt
Interesting.
like I was good at fixing electronics at home. My mom was always like, "Yeah, yeah, you're good at it." I don't know. It wasn't really hard to fix small things. I just like
Okay.
knew how to do things like that. Anyways, fast forward to, let's say, secondary school, senior secondary school. All of a sudden, I started hearing, "Oh, you're so smart. You should study medicine." Gosh, Nigerians, and
Wow.
books, so you have to go and study medicine.
Mhm.
But I still wasn't convinced though. I still wanted to study med lab. I
Okay.
wanted to do that. But
So
then I found out that Uniport did not have it.
okay, were you the one that picked
I wanted to
agriculture
do med lab
economics, or
science.
was it Uniport that gave it to you?
It's Uniport that gave it to me actually. And I was glad actually. I'm very glad that I didn't get medicine. I feel like, yeah, I don't even want to imagine myself still being in school right now.
But I feel you would have graduated by now.
Yeah, last year that was it. But like, I don't know. I still feel
Well,
like it's not just about graduating. They still have housemanship. They have a lot, and doctors don't even get paid that much in this country.
true, true. So what when after Uniport gave you this particular course, agricultural economics, I know I had friends then that they gave them a course, and what they did was that they changed it, or some of them didn't even take the admission. They have to like retake jam again or go ahead to do basic. What actually influences your decision to decide to go forward with it? Because you had every choice to say, you know what, you guys did not give me what I want, I'm not studying it.
Well, even though, first of all, I actually did basic too, just so you know. Because the first time,
Oh, okay.
yeah, they didn't give me anything. So I now did basic, and it was through basic that they gave me agroeconomics. And I was fine with it. I actually really love economics. In secondary school, it was like my favorite subject. So I'm like, I don't have a problem with it. It's a science. I can figure out something to do. So yeah, I had no intention of killing myself and going back and saying, "Oh, I'm going to switch or I'll write jam again while I was still there." Nah, I didn't care that much.
Okay. So now let's talk about the first time you entered University of Port Harcourt. First time you entered the campus. Did you have any fear of expectation before you actually entered the campus?
Really, I did not have expectations. I think I was just excited to like make new friends. Yes. And first on my first day I made a friend, and to today she's still my friend actually. Like I was trying to like
That's nice.
find my way to Abuja campus, and then I met a girl and I asked, "Oh, are you going this way?" Her name is Victory, by the way. And she's like, "Yeah, I'm going this way." And that was just it. She was also trying to do basic then. That was how we met, and yeah, I mean, along the line, towards the end of school, we kind of drifted apart because we're in different departments. Or other than that, I think I just came to uni with the expectation of making friends. That was just basically it. Nothing else.
Can you describe the feeling you had on the first day you like stepped into school, into University of Port Harcourt?
I thought it was very big and confusing. I was like, how am I ever going to find like the places I need to go to? Because yes, Uniport is actually very big. So I felt like it wasn't scary. It was just really big and confusing. Yes.
Okay, so now you're done with the university. So with the knowledge you have now, if you could go back to pick this part agricultural economics, will you still pick agricultural economics?
Would I? I think yes, I would. I would actually. Because at
Why?
the end of the day, what my life is right now has nothing to do with what I studied in school. I feel like no matter what I would have studied, or if I could go back, no matter what I choose, this would still be my path. So school has no bearing. If anything, maybe I would choose a course that has 4 years instead of 5 years. maybe something like that. Yeah, or maybe I would
Okay.
go back and do something like. But I would have to go far back to go to art class instead of science class, and that's like a lot. So yeah, I think I'll just pick the same course.
Okay, so from what you're saying, it doesn't really matter what you study. All you were just interested in is
Yeah.
going to the school. So, what was actually your major aim in going to the university?
Well, before I got agri-economics, in my head, I thought I was going to school so that I could get a job after, Like whatever I studied, I would get a job in the profession after school. So in my mind, then
Okay.
going to school was a way for me to make money as an adult. That was it.
Now, compared to now, what do you think?
Now, going to school is not just about making money. It's also like something that will impact your life, teach you stuff. You meet people that actually impact the way you view life. And yeah, going to school makes you like hustle in a way because you're like it's not just what my experience is not the same for everybody. A lot of people go to school and they use what
Mm,
they used to study to like get to places. And who knows, even my degree might be useful to me again. So I think it's always a very good idea to go to school. It
okay,
will
so
broaden your mind view a lot because you meet people, you learn that kind of thing.
okay, so can you just tell us how was your year one like? A lot of people had a lot of stories when it comes to their year one. So, how was yours like?
This is going to be controversial, but I wish I had more fun in year one. I feel like the kind of person I am, I'm always taking things seriously. Anything that is in front of me, I tackle it head on. Year one, it was the kind of person that I used to get to school by 7 a.m. And I wasn't even living in school. I used to attend lectures and this. Looking back now, knowing what I know, I wish I had slacked out more. But they're not just talking from my point of view because I'm the type of person that I don't need to, at least in that year one, I do not need to be in the classes to read for exams and pass. Because it was mostly like stuff that I could read on my own, read past questions and go through. The classes were exhausting. Like, well, the classes were always full in year one. That's an problem. It wasn't like you could even really hear what the lecturers were saying sometimes. So I feel like year one was the time for me to actually have fun. But nah, I feel like I was serious, serious. But year one is where they not even take attendance. Yes, but no, I feel like not everybody should take this advice. So if you are not the kind of person that you can grab something fast on your own, then don't take my advice. But if you're the type of person that you know that you pick up things studying on your own, then yeah, I feel like year one is the time where attendance is not that compulsory because people are too many for them to keep track. You know. Also, year one is the time for you to. One good thing I loved about year one was just the friendships I made. Yes, because everybody's still like innocent, everybody's still young, everybody's still fun. So people don't have responsibilities a lot yet for most of us back then. So yeah, year one is the year for you to make friends that will last you for life, that kind of thing.
Okay, so all through your stay in school, have there been any particular course or particular lecturer that impacted you either positively or negatively?
Okay, let's say I don't know about positively, but negatively, when I was in year one, there was this course I had a carryover on. And the funny thing about it is it wasn't because I failed it. It was because apparently some random person that I don't even know till today used my matric number. I don't even know how that. So they called me to like the HOD's office, the lecturer entered the course, and then they were trying to accuse me of like malpractice. Like, why are there two different scripts? One has my matric number, the other one that had my matric number that was not my own. There was nothing like written inside, guy. It was just like almost blank. I don't know. I was crying, guy. I was in year one. I didn't understand. And this lady, I still remember her name. I don't think I should mention it.
No, you
I
can
went to
mention her
point out
name.
that her name was Mrs. Zelda. I don't remember her last name, but yes, her name is Zelda. We used to call her Zelda. And this woman legit told the HOD that he should not let me go, that I'm lying. And I was crying. I'm like, I don't know anything about this. I don't know what this is about. So that was how I failed that course in year one because they suspected me and they just felt like if we cannot even prove this, whatever, we're just going to fail you and you need to write it again. I feel like I was so angry at that lady that I feel like I wanted to cuss her out so bad. And she was my lecturer till the end of school, by the way. Even when I was doing my project defense, this woman was still there and she was questioning me, but I was ready for her. I don't even think she remembers me. That's the thing. She probably doesn't remember that thing that happened in year one. No. But me, I could never forget. Because, and by the way, I don't think it's because she's a woman she's wicked. I think regardless of her gender, she was just a wicked person.
So how did that impact you in any way in school?
Ah, I don't know. I feel like that was my first experience with something that unexpected, and I just started praying against that kind of thing throughout the end of school. But that made me also not fear. That made me try hard not to get carried over ever. Yeah, that was just basically it.
Okay, so what was, apart from this one that you just mentioned now, what was your most challenging academic moment?
I would say like in year four, because for my department or my faculty, we do IT year four from beginning to first and second semester. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
that was like a challenging year for me because our IT was not like it was manual labor. Yes, we had to go to the farm, we had to wash pig pens. And the worst part was while I was in year four, like we started like 4 months in year four, 4 months into year four, I'll be 3 months into year four. COVID hit. And by the time COVID ended, strike ended, we had to repeat year four all over again. So we
Oh,
had to redo all the manual labor we did before. And it was exhausting because when we now entered second semester, it wasn't just farm work. We now had to do classes and farm work. And they were always asking us to write reports every class. After every class. It was exhausting. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Because sometimes you finish a class, you get home to rest. In night, you see your course rep will message that you have to submit like 10 pages of this report tomorrow. And you're like, is this even like legal? Can you do this to students? How come you did not tell us since it's at night you're seeing that message? And if you don't submit, that was like our exam, do you get? Because we not write exams like other students in school. So all those reports, they'll come to and check up on you guys at the farm, all those things, all the attendance, they were actually part of our exams. Now, the worst part is I find out that when you're going to the farm and you're doing all those manual labor, we always had that booklet. I've forgotten what they called it for IT, where you like
um,
write down I've forgotten it.
something man, is it manual?
Yes,
No, no,
manual.
no.
I think it was a
Something
something
manual.
something.
Something manual.
I had it. Yeah. Anyways, they used to threaten us back
Workbook.
then that if you don't come for that, yes, workbook. Yes,
Workbook.
they used to threaten us back then that if you did not come for the manual labor thing, because it was always around like 9 to like 3 or 4, you had to be at the farm. You had to be doing, and we had different sections in the farm. We had the crocodile plates, the fisheries department, all those type of things. They used to threaten that if you not come, you fail IT and you have to redo it. Do you know that I found out after that most people that did not come for that thing, nothing happened to them? Like I was like, as usual, my seriousness was my downfall. Instead of me to just not be too serious, I was always too serious, guy. I feel like I'm always taking things serious, and that's my thing in life. I take everything I do seriously. I have to do it well. I don't know how to not do things well. That's my problem. And sometimes it's good for me to just not do things well. But I don't do that. I always have to do things well.
I don't think that is a problem. I
Sometimes it
don't think
feels
that's
like
a
a
problem.
problem.
You mentioned something about crocodile.
Yeah, there was like this crocodile pit, but it was just like two. We had to feed the crocodiles.
What did you feed the crocodiles with?
Like fish, fish intestines, like that kind of thing.
How big were these
Yeah.
crocodiles?
See, they look malnourished to me, but whatever. They were big, like, but not too big.
They look malnourished. I mean, if you are feeding them fish intestine, not just they be malnourished.
Yeah. That was, I think, when the fisheries department, no, not fisheries, what was, okay, forestry and wildlife, that was the department. Because, we have
Oh,
different
okay.
sections we had to go. So that was the forestry and wildlife.
So, how did you handle this particular experience while you were going through the IT period?
Which one? Is it the whole the wildlife
The whole
experiment?
problem, the whole wahala.
I don't know. I just felt like it was something I had to do and get through. There wasn't like anything special. I always looked forward to going home, Sha. That was the thing.
Mm. So
I think at the
while
end of
you're
the day, though,
uh
I feel like even if I hated IT, I still like the fact that I don't have to sit in classes for long.
so you would pick IT over sitting in class anytime.
I feel like kind of sometimes being in class, it was like frustrating because you would stay there and you will not even understand what they are saying because they were just trying to get through the material fast, fast. So it was always better for me to read on my own, anyways.
Mm.
I think I prefer practicals, anyways. The things I did, I still remember them very clearly. So that's my thing. I prefer practicals.
Okay, so in your faculty, your department in University of Port Harcourt now, what is the ratio of theory to practical? Like according to you, like compared to what you've been doing, all
We
the things that
did
you
a
guys have been
lot
doing
of
in school.
theory compared to practical. We did a lot of theory. It was that year four, they really tried with the practical, yes. But if you count year one, year two, year three, year five, then yeah, definitely we did a lot of theory more than practical.
Okay. So while you were in school, did you engage in any side also?
No, I feel like I was the only person. At a point, I feel like people started to look at me like I was not serious. Like everybody was trying to do something. Some people were trying to do the selling, maybe snacks. People were selling perfumes. People were maybe selling shoes. They were doing hair revamping, all these things. And it's not that okay. To be fair, by the time I got to year four, I was doing a side hustle, but it wasn't the kind of side hustle that you had to, sell things to people. That was when I started my social media or graphic design kind of thing. I got my first job when I was in school was paying me 10K per month. That was crazy. But to me, it was
Yeah,
something back then. But like,
it was something back
yeah,
then.
but yeah, but like compared to the other before, way before I got that gig, people were already doing their side also, selling stuff. But me, I was. It's not that I did not want to make money or I did not need the money. It's just that I'm the type of person that I don't just jump into something because it's popular. I like to
Mhm.
do what I want to do because this is what I know I want to do. So yeah, I was always trying to do graphic design on my phone with Canva and stuff like that. It's any small thing I could do, I was teaching myself. So when I finally got somebody that said, "Oh, they're just looking for somebody to manage their Instagram page and post regularly, and I don't even need to create the content," I'm like, "Yes, I can do it, please." So that was like, yeah, that was where my own side also, this thing came up from. Therefore,
What of extracurricular activity? Were you tell
this
us
one
about your social life?
I intentionally did not do anything extracurricular. The school did not pass through me. I just passed through the school. I did not join anything, any group. I did not join any church, any fellowship. I used to go to class, from class, go back home straight. I never wanted to do. I just, I was not interested in anything.
I want to ask why.
I don't know. I don't want to. I'm not just a person that joins things, I guess. I have my TV shows to watch and my side also, I guess, and my real life friends. I just wanted to be on my
Okay.
own. I'm alone at most times.
Was there any point you ever wanted to drop out?
No. Like, what is even dropout? I don't even think that could ever cross my mind because like I feel like the way I was brought up, drop out from school. Okay. I don't think that's possible. I never thought of it at all.
So okay, so let's move to the exam aspect. How do you prepare for your exams?
Okay, and once again, if anybody ever listens to this, don't take my advice and use it as your own
Okay.
because my mind is, looking back, I honestly think if I had studied further ahead, I would probably have graduated with a first class. But like I said, I'm the type of person because I know that I can get something fast. I don't always rush into studying. I always had this bad habit of maybe studying like even there were some times like for courses, I would study just a day before the exam, and I had a lot to read through. Yes, not for all, but I tried to change my habit towards the end. I was trying to do after like every week revise your notes, that kind of thing. Create a study group. I was trying to do better towards the end, but in the beginning, all I had to do was have past questions, solve, like read important parts. And yeah, that was just basically how I studied for exams. it wasn't like really hard for me to grab things fast.
So, do you
Yeah.
have any funny or memorable exam hall experience? Anything that
Oh,
comes to
yeah,
mind?
sure. I mean, like, I feel like earlier on, because year one, I wasn't really like all about like asking people for answers. I still wasn't like that towards the end, but like helping people was harder for me year one because I feel like everybody was scared, so people did not really try to do exam malpractice that much. But like once we were in like year three, year five, there were a lot of funny experiences where like I always had this friend that I don't know, her eyes were too sharp. Like she would be sitting at the back and somebody would raise paper for her and you see she's copying it. But my best seats like coordinator, like somebody that you plan with was my friend. And the best thing about her was that if she tells me, "Oh, I don't know this thing," and I start trying to like mouth like what the answer is, because she's usually close to me, and maybe if I say it quietly under my breath, she can hear. The best thing about her is that you don't even need to tell her everything you wrote exactly. If you just give her a few pointers, she'll tell you, okay, it's okay, I'll figure it out. I feel like she was my favorite to like give answers to or ask because it just felt like there are some people, guy, you need to even spell things for them. And I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't have the strength. Where exam, you need to, add things on your own. Also, we cannot even write the exact same thing. So yeah, there were fun times. There were sometimes that we almost got caught. That was crazy, man. Guy, year five was crazy.
Yeah, five was crazy.
Yeah, like it was crazy.
So, what surprised you the most when you first got into university?
Surprised me the most. I think it was the fact that lecturers don't really care that much, I guess.
Mhm.
Also, like the way people live, like I feel like I grew up sheltered even throughout secondary school and seeing that a lot of I had to find out a lot of things in uni actually. Like I did not know anything about like people smoking weed, doing all this coding, anything. There was this particular girl that she was always high. Somebody had to explain to me that she was high. I would never have noticed on my own. Like a lot of people had to do a lot of explanation to me, explaining to me about like what was going on. Well, I don't know. Even cultism, yes, that was another thing that I had to find out. I didn't know that was a thing. Even though, yeah, throughout, like after year one, you hardly saw it again in Uniport. But I remember when I was in basic, there was my friend who was wearing these shirts that had like three colors, stripes. Now, one of the colors was red, and like they wanted to collect his phone, and like, how dare you wear this color? And he had to beg, and I was like, what the fuck, man? It was so odd. And yeah, I think those were just the surprising parts.
Did you have any encounter with this?
No, I personally did not. Because I don't know. I guess I was just lucky. But no, I personally did not have any experience with that.
Yeah, what was the best memory you made in university?
Best
If you could, if
memory.
you could.
I think it was definitely in year one when I met my engineering friends. And there was this thing we used to do because they were staying in the hostel. I was still coming from home then. If we finished classes early or we did not have class, I would go to their hostel and we would just stay and watch Agents of Shield. That was a very good memory for me. It was always so nice. Not just that. Yeah, we used to watch iZombie. It was I don't know. Yeah, one just felt like really calm. You know, I think that was one of my nicest memories in uni. Just like not having class and watching shows, preparing for classes together. See you tomorrow. That kind of thing. Yeah, that was one of
So,
my memories.
so tell us a bit about your love story or heartbreak story, and anyone
Okay,
actually. You even
okay.
like the
So
two.
I don't know about heartbreak, but I actually had my first boyfriend when I was in basic. Yeah, my first, and also like my first ever kiss when I was in basic. I don't even. I feel like it was so fast, and there was not a problem for me because we're young and we liked each other. At the end of a sudden, we're boyfriend and girlfriend, but it was so cute though. We're so shy. Even to kiss, we're very shy. It
Uh-huh.
was so like weird. But then after basic, I broke up with him. Why? Because like I don't know, I was just a weird child, and I felt like, oh, we're about to enter year one, things need to change. But funny enough, do you know what's funny is that
Okay.
I resume year one, and then I'm like, oh yeah, let's say the truth is that I broke his heart because yeah, breaking up with him over text was crazy of me. I didn't even wait to resume. I broke up with him before I came back because after basic we went for holiday. He went to Abuja, me I was Port Harcourt. And then when I came back, I think he had already moved on, Self. I don't know. But in my head I thought, yeah, I've moved on too. And then I saw him and I'm like, oh my god, I made a big mistake. It still looks so fine. But like
Yeah.
my mistake was already I made the mistake was too late because like he started dating one other guy. That guy was so fine. It was just a babe guy. I
Yeah.
feel like that was my first ever. Yeah, you need to think things through. But at the end of the day, my relationship with him was always funny because it was kind of like we kind of stayed like as friends, not close friends, just normal what's up friends that yeah, that kind of thing. And then over the years while we were in school, we would start talking again, and then it would be like, oh, the feelings are coming back. But it was always so funny because anytime we would start talking, it would now be like me now like one other guy. And meanwhile, him is trying to say, oh, let's start dating again. And I'm like, oh, you're too late. I already started dating somebody else. It was always like bad timing. But I feel like all of it was a good reason because at the end of the day, looking at where we are right now individually, I feel like in the long run we just want different things for ourselves, and that's fine. But yeah, I feel like that was my first relationship was then. I had another relationship when I was year two. So I wasn't dating anyone after basic. Then year two, I met somebody. Oh, we dated. I broke up with him. I'm not like a serial heartbreaker, by the way. There were good reasons for the breakup. But yeah, in school, I don't know. Finding love was not that hard for me in the sense that when I liked somebody, they usually always liked me back. Yeah. And sometimes, yeah, somebody can like you and you don't like them, and that's fine too. But yeah, dating in school was nice. There wasn't any kind of expectations on my end. We mostly just stayed indoors, hung out, laughed. I think I was just like lucky to date people that were good.